Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Atmospheric Cafeteria. I was pre-shuffling and this came out and I just feel like I'm not supposed to put it back yet. I feel like I just need to talk about this for a second. At the end of the day, I get some of this for myself. I understand what it is for myself, but it wasn't something that came out for myself. It's something that came out for somebody in this collective. But even for readers, sometimes things will come out and it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense for me. But then it kind of goes on and you're like, oh yeah, but that's not. Okay, so at this point in time, it seems like somebody is coming into something that is going to take them out of a period of time of solitary confinement, solitariness. And they're going to jump out of this tower like a cat jumping across a whole bunch of wrapping paper and gifts and just splattering them all over the place. Now, this is the tower in reverse. It is the tower in reverse, but for me it also kind of looks like the Seven of Cups, and it looks like the Seven of Cups upside down. If a cat were to leap over the cups, kick back the cups, and all the crap fell out of the cups, that's what that tower looks like to me. After that, we have the High Priestess reversed, the Six of Wands reversed, Death reversed, Temperance reversed, and the Five of Queens reversed. And then when I did my oracle cards, the only card that came out is there is no peace, only civility. I don't know if you can see that or if that'll a little bit shiny there. So I'm unsure if this is world events or if this is life or for someone or what exactly this is, but what I do know I'm being told is the following. Something great is coming in that is going to upend. Okay, now this can be money, this can be knowledge. This coin is an exchange. An exchange for what? An exchange for knowledge. It's a coin. You know, this could be money coming in. This could be knowledge coming in. This could be knowledge you're telling someone else. This could be money you're loaning someone. But at the end of the day, whatever this is, and I don't actually think anybody is loaning anybody any money, this is something that is coming in. This is nothing that is going out. This is something that is coming in. And the reason why it is coming in is because whoever you are being upended out of this. And you are literally going to be crashing across the table of 7 cups and kicking all those cups behind you. And it's going to be highly, highly calamitous. Now, I would like to say that this is about an individual person. I am not getting the idea, no wonder I have that one out, that this is an individual person. I actually think that this is a set of people across the nation. I think that this is a group of individuals. I think that these are people who are tired, and I have the High Priestess out, which means that they are more in their emotional feminine energy at this point in time than they are in their High Priest masculine. They have stopped, hi Spirit, they have stopped with the alpha chud, excuse my language, fuckery, which everybody hates. If you are an alpha chud watching this, step back and take a look at yourself. With true eyes. It's not that you're not loved, it's just kindness is a beautiful thing without expectation always. And kindness just to be kind without anything. But if we're looking at an individual, this is somebody who has something coming in that is going to rock their world, take them out of a situation, and totally dysregulate them to the point that they're going to lose themselves and not know what they have in front of them. However, this doesn't necessarily feel like it's one individual. So if this does resonate with your soul at that resonation level of this individually, just know that a lot of this is that chaotic work that you're trying to do, okay? And it's okay to have the tower upside down because it's always good to, kind of like jump out of the tower into safety. But it's the rest of this underneath. It's this dysregulation that if this is resonating to an individual, that you really do need to take care of that, because you're so caught up in your feelings at this point in time that you can't even see like the good stuff coming in. And even if you see it, they're saying, um, you won't be able to see it clearly because your vision will be fogged like glass. Oh, like glass. They're stained glass windows. But as a nation as a whole, which is partially what this feels like, it feels like this Ace of Coins is not a gift of money. Sorry for the glare. Is not a gift of money, but a gift of knowledge. A gift of knowledge that is opening. And it's going to be taking, when I moved this over, I just had the vision of an American flag upside down. It's going to turn people upside down, and this cat going across these 7 cups, and I know that this is the tower, but in my head it looks like the 7 cups, and it is not my dyscalculia. So, because you gotta check that one every once in a while. And to be very honest, Spirit's fun, because sometimes they'll play with the learning disabilities, because why not? And they smile. But this is a group of people who are really going to be coming out. Now, I want you to be careful, because these people are defrosting, and they're going to head into dysregulation. So these people here that stay in this upside down tower with these messy cups that are just everywhere, and they didn't even make it over the table. They kind of like hit the edge of the table and fell off. Yeah, make sure they get some therapy. Make sure you're keeping a close eye on them. These are the people that are going to defrost and not do very well mentally. This dysregulation for them is going to lead to things like hurting themselves, hurting their families, or even to the point of such severe isolation, I'm being told, that they just suck so hard inward that they're just not another human anymore. And those people are going to be the people who are so gaslit that they're unable to cope with the fact that they believed a lie. And that's the hardest part about being gaslit, is that you realize someone lied to you to the point that it shifted your point of view. And it's really, really hard to come to terms with that, especially at a national level. But I want you to know, okay, I'm being shown Endgame. I'm being shown Marvel. Endgame. We all know what I'm talking about. Do you remember the beginning of Endgame? I can't remember which one it is, but we all know what I'm talking about. If you're here and you're resonating, you probably know a Marvel or a DC movie. Leave your favorite one. Leave your favorite one in the comments. Leave your favorite. One of my favorite ones is Iron Man, but then I'm also a DC fan before I'm a Marvel fan, so I really, really love Superman and Green Lantern. But I have a true love and appreciation now for Marvel in a way I didn't before, so I'm very appreciative, but big Iron Man fan. But sorry, I got lost there for a second. So yeah, like Marvel's Endgame, when it, oh, sorry. Ooh, that's a clink of the bell. You okay, Erin? Sorry, love. So when that movie opens, when it opens, we open up on a support group for people who watched the people that they love in front of them just disintegrate into nothing. That's a support group there. These people are in Marvel's Endgame. They're seeing the people they love disintegrate in front of them. And it's not even the people they love, it's the beliefs. That's what it is, Spirit. Thank you. It's the beliefs that they love, not the people they love, because the people they love want them to be better. They want them to get better. I am actually, after this, probably going to do a little story time about a very important psychic event that happened with me and my mom, and I didn't understand at the time that I was clairvoyant. But it is important. Maybe I'll even tell you that after this. Mister, I need my toenails done. So if you hear the scratchy on the floor, that's Ernesto Diego's nails. Because mommy needs to trim them, and he's actually pretty good. He's pretty good when I trim them. He's a good job. Whee! Sorry, I keep hitting my table. This is my desk. I finally got my desk downstairs. But anyway, I digress. So basically, at this point in time, and I'm going to name the party, okay? I'm done. Because at this point in time, this card out of, I have a whole bunch of, I just started getting a whole bunch of things coming to me. And so I was writing them down, and this card popped out when I was shuffling. There is no peace, only civility. Now, if you understand Northern Ireland, and I can't, the war kind of can't quite completely remember with who. Why do I keep clanking that? Because it's too close to my hand. Sorry, everybody. Northern Ireland is a very big supporter of Palestine, okay? And as a matter of fact, to the point where there is a Palestinian on, I believe, is it the Northern Irish flag? I can't remember, but in there, whatever. And Northern Ireland, it got to a point where it was just, in order to have peace, there is no peace. There's only civility. We can only be civil with each other, okay? So at this point, Democrats have been, and I'm going to name this, tried to be civil. And then everybody says, "Oh, you're the the party of love, and now you're upset. Why are you upset?" And I'm sorry about the voice. That's just, I'm sorry. And you know, you want to know why we're upset? Because there's a real big saying: if somebody is that kind, you don't want to see when they're that angry. Because you have to remember, Democrats, we will roll our own. We will put our own in jail. Okay? Confirmation knock from whatever that was, okay? No idea what that was. But we will do that. Republicans won't. And they're not. And we can sit here and try to, but it's not. Two sides disagreeing. Agreeing to disagree is gaslighting the truth into submission. We can have two opinions, means the truth is not allowed because your opinion of the lie is the truth. That's gaslighting. And right now, and if you're sitting here listening to this, you're going to understand what I'm saying. You're going to be a little salty about the things I'm saying, and I get it. I nearly forgot to plug my phone in. I get it. I understand. But if you're here, you also understand that there's a problem with the Republican Party. You understand the Nazi behaviors. You understand that the new Alcatraz, alligator Auschwitz, because we know that's what it is. Let's stop lying to ourselves and let's have some civility, because that's all we have left. And part of civility is admitting the yucky truth that we don't want to admit to ourselves or anyone else. And it's time to do that, because that's what these people are doing. Republicans that are realizing what is going on are being ungaslit. The hermit, that light, when it's up like this, they're in seclusion. They're gaslit. You see that light? It keeps going up. It keeps going down. You know, in the movie Gaslight, what that movie is about a husband who drives their wife insane. And he drives her insane because back in the old days, they used to have, my house used to be a gaslight house. They would have these little, wow, I didn't think this was going to come in handy. Like one of these. And it would be on your wall, and it would be hooked into your wall, a little gas main, and you have a little thing down here, and you would turn it, and it would make your lights brighter, or brighter or darker, depending on what you needed. And in the movie Gaslight, what he does to drive her insane is he turns down the light, the gas and the light, so that there's barely a glow. And she walks in and she goes, "Oh my God, how can you see in here? It's so dark." And he goes, "What are you talking about? It's so bright." And slowly, you know, she goes, no, it's really dark. And he goes, no, it's really bright. And eventually, because, you know, why should I not believe him? her husband slowly makes her think that, oh, it's actually bright enough. And then he brings it higher, so high that it's too bright. And she walks in, puts her hand over her eyes, and is like, oh my God, it's too bright in here. My God. And he goes, what are you talking about? It almost can't even see anything. It's so dark. So this is what gaslighting is. It's confusing yourself to the point, and we can do it to ourselves as well, that it's confusing someone to the point that they're not listening to their own judgment. So this woman is walking into a room that's dark, almost dark. Her husband is telling her it's too bright. She's not allowed to listen to her spidey senses when her spidey senses say, no, it is too dark. Instead, she's questioning her own judgment. And that's the point of gaslighting, is to question your own judgment. So, having said that, this is what is going on. People are now questioning their own judgment, and they're questioning their own judgment in a way where they are leaping from the tower and they are throwing all 7 cups off the table. There is no more choices, because that's all they've been given. Yeah, this tipped over when I said no more choices. They've been given so many choices that one of their choices is not to be civil and to be racist, to be bullies, to be horrible, when in reality underneath is a river where they know that this isn't actually behavior that they would normally condone, but because they've been gaslit slowly, okay? They've forgotten what civility is, and now they're leaping out of the tower, and they're really in their feminine emotions. Now we have to remember, in tarot, yes, there is no gender. Everything is very non-binary, because at any point we can be more emotional in our feminine, at any point we can be more masculine and strong. And remember, within the feminine there's a certain amount of feminine strength that we have too, and within the masculine there's a certain amount of masculine emotion. But right now we are not in our high priestess power. We are in our high priestess emotions. They, Republicans, we are in our power. We are in our emperor. Democrats are not gaslit to this. We keep pointing the gaslight out. We are in our emperor. The people, there are some people in between who are on the lawn screaming at the heckler, heckling the snake oil salesman, but they'll be fine. But at the end of the day, we've known this is going on, and we've been telling them. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you the reason why they're not believing you. Now, this goes back to story time. My mom, she never voted her whole life, and that's fine, because it's always your right not to vote. I did not want to vote until Obama, and I started voting after that, and I was like, oh, I really like this. I enjoy this right and this privilege. Ooh, I'm sorry, my body hurts today. And so my mom started listening to Rush Limbaugh. Okay, my mom is not a Republican. If you had to label her as something, I would definitely say she was a Democrat. She was a nurse for 40 years. She worked through the AIDS pandemic. She was an oncology nurse. She was there for the person. She understood what people needed. She understood what people needed from government and society and this, that, and the other thing. She just didn't vote. And why? I don't know. And that's very okay, considering how much she loved watching the elections. This woman loved watching elections. Don't ask. I'm really sitting here now wondering why she didn't vote. But you know, it could have been the same reason I did, which is I just really never found someone I wanted to vote for. But if she voted, I bet she would have voted for Clinton. Because remember, we ate Clinton alive too. And we will all, every Democrat will sit here and go, oh yeah, what he did to Hillary was horrible. What he did to her was horrible. So nobody is going to sugarcoat. Democrats don't sugarcoat shit at all. As a matter of fact, we don't like that much sugar in our tea. So my mom, we're going back and forth to work, going back and forth to my grandparents. She's listening to Rush Limbaugh, and I look at her and say, Mom, this is not okay to listen to. He's just being terrible. And she's like, well, he doesn't mean it. And da-da-da. I'm like, all right, whatever. And finally, Clinton becomes president. And all of a sudden, Rush Limbaugh starts with his day one under siege. I'm not kidding. Go look it up. It got to like a day 137 under siege. And finally I looked at my mom and I said, Mommy, you taught me never to let anybody talk like this. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind, I am 53 years old. I remember in the 70s watching the KKK walk through New Jersey and Connecticut because they wanted a KKK chapter in every state. Okay? What fucking shenanigans is that? Can you tell me the gans on that shenanigans? Okay? Kindly inform me, because that's a load of bullshit that should have been stopped. Because at the end of the day, when I saw that and I said, Mommy, that's awful, she said, honey, everybody has the right to free speech until they hurt someone. Thought about that today and thought to myself, well, then why didn't we stop the KKK earlier? Because they've been hurting people since they were slaves. I mean, let's face it, who rounded people up to lynch? That's hurting people. So my mom is listening to Rush Limbaugh, and I'm just sitting there and I'm saying this to her, that this is not okay, Mommy. You taught me not to listen to this. This is not good stuff. And I said, you and I both know we're not going to do anything. We may think he's not serious, but it's the one person who is not mentally well, I said, that you and I both know, because she had verbatim told me this, that yeah, a lot of people don't believe things, but it's that one person who's not mentally well who takes it to the extreme that becomes the dangerous person. And I said, Mommy, when are you going to stop this? Do you have to wait for a plane to go into the White House? 3 days later, a Cessna went into the White House. My mom never listened to Rush Limbaugh again. Revelations I've had over the past 3 months. So that is a massive defrosting right there, okay? That's why your family members think he's okay. We got 3 wishes. Everybody make a wish. Wish, wish, wish. I wish for safety for the Republicans. I wish for safety for their families. I wish for the narcissists to be called out. And I wish for the people who are not to be okay. I'm very concerned about Marco Rubio. Little trillers. Tiny little trillers. So, yeah. So, you know, it was very easy for my mom to be taken in and believe that. And had I not actually said what I said, my mom would have continued to love Rush Limbaugh. My mom might have even liked Donald Trump. Okay? So, at the end of today, that's interesting. So, at the end of the day, you have people who are defrosting from this, and it's going to turn their world completely and totally upside down. They're going to be very emotional. They're going to be very in their feminine. And this is victory reversed, because they thought they were in this victory, and now they're finding out they're not. And now the changes that they wanted, like this, are now like this. They're finding out there is no victory, and that their change, that's not change. That's just literal death. Because remember, death is a card of change. It means something within your life is changing. You know, whether for the good or the bad, something in your life is changing. But for me right now, with this death reversed, I'm being told that this is death, and we're seeing that. You know, the thing of temperance, if you think about a sword, you've got to temper that sword, you've got to temper that steel, you know, you've got to make it soft and you've got to make it hard. You know, you've got to feel your emotions and you've got to feel your strength. And right now, they're all up in their high priestess emotions. And these are really big emotions. These are the kind of emotions that make people mentally unwell. Okay? So if you're feeling that much and you're coming to that sudden realization that death is being caused, that means you can no longer temper anything. And your choice is you can either walk past and not even look up at those coins, or you can reverse them and look up at those coins. Right now, though, it's reversed, so it tells me there is going to be great loss here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paw prints. I see 5 paw prints. 5, 5, 5, 3 5s. So that is telling me there's going to be massive change. So I'm also being told that those 3 5 5s are coming up here. The 5 5 5s are coming up here with the tower, because this tower is going to cause massive change, and this massive change is going to form a new form of temperance, they're saying. Oh, that makes more sense right there. Thank you very much. Because this goes down into here, it's going to shake things up. And then over here, we're going into your emotions, finding out that the victory you thought that you had is actual death. And now you've got to sit here in your emotions and figure out, how do you temper them? And part of the way I'm being told you temper them is by feeling that icky feeling, because the more you feel that icky feeling, the stronger that you get. Nobody wants to feel the icky feeling at the end of the day. But the problem with not feeling that icky feeling is that you don't grow. If you don't feel like, if you do something that hurts someone and they turn to you and say, dude, that really freaking hurts. What the hell? And you go, or, well, I didn't mean to, or, you're not learning anything. You're making an excuse for your action that you knew when you did it you shouldn't have done. And even if you didn't mean to do it on purpose, now, rather than shrugging it off, you have to realize that you did an action that was unbecoming. So now you have to sit with that unbecoming, whether it was an accident or not an accident. It doesn't matter which one. You have to sit with that unbecoming emotion, and you have to feel that grossness. I feel it right now, like that gross ickiness. You have to feel it. And you have to realize, I don't like this feeling. And your choices with that is either you can get up and run a marathon so you never have to feel again, or you can sit there and ground yourself and sit in the shit literally around you with the flies, stink it up to high heaven, and realize this is not okay. And I don't like how I feel like this. But the more I sit here and think about this, the more I sit here and realize I don't like how I feel when I'm like this, the more I can sit there and say to myself, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Do I want to feel like crap? Do I want to be a bully? Do I want to continue to be racist? Do I want to put up with a party that people are now starting to call Nazis? Because there are a lot of Republicans that don't like Nazis. But the problem is people get grouped in. Right now in the whole world, the United States is completely grouped in as a country that's authoritarian, when nobody here except for a certain group of Nazis is authoritarian. You know what I'm saying? So they're saying this is what Spirit has for you today. So this is what Spirit has for you. There is a great unthawing happening, and it is happening politically within the Republican Party. And I don't always like to talk about politics, but at the end of the day, I got to do what Spirit tells me to do, and Spirit is telling me to let y'all know to wake the fuck up, because this is they're saying this is your choice in how you want it to end. Do you want a nation where everybody is welcome and free? Or do you want a nation for people who think their color is their nationality? If you've been with me long enough, and if you've been through this, you may know Stephen King and Roland of Gilead. They have forgotten the face of their father, but did they ever have a face to their father to begin with? Because this is the bad, and matter of fact, Spirit and I were talking about this the other day. This is the bad behavior from after the Civil War that nobody stopped. Nobody said, okay, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. And I do encourage you, I'm actually being told they're encouraging people, especially people here, to read the Articles of Confederation. You can go to Beau of the Fifth Column or Belle of the Ranch, and she will have that up there with Beau. I send many blessings to Beau and to his beautiful wife and family. And Do look into that, because in the Articles of Confederation, the Confederate Party wanted to secede from the Union. Stop, guys. My kitty's at a door with a mouth. They wanted to secede from the Union so that they could be a country of slave owners. So, considering nobody in this United States wants that, except for a certain amount of people, and I'm going to ask you all to please, 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 please say your Our Father and your Hail Mary. I don't care if you're religious or not. Say your Our Father for Jesus. Say your Hail Mary for the mother. Because not only did I hear this report, but I feel them down in Alligator Auschwitz, that one man said he has not had his medication in 3 days and he is losing hope. I heard that today on Hawk's podcast. He is losing hope and he is losing his faith in Jesus. And it is important that those people do not lose their faith in Yeshua and Mary Magdalene and Joseph. It is very important. I can feel it all the way through my divine left arm that we need to really pray for them and keep them surrounded in the white light of our love and protection as a unity of the United States, because we are the land keepers here. Brown people are the land keepers here. We are the land keepers. Us indigenous folk, whether indigenous Indian or indigenous Mexican like myself, we are caretakers of this land, I'm being told. And it is important that we keep all of these people in our prayers, including the ones who have been kidnapped and trafficked out. And the people who are supporting them, we must keep them in our prayers as well and keep them surrounded and protected, because they are going to need this. This is what I am being told in this moment. I don't normally do this, guys. But this is everything that they want you to know. Don't know how far this is going to get, but there we are. But we need them to know that Jesus is there, because Yeshua is walking around. I see him walking around in the light. So when they see the light, let it be warm, but let it be comforting. Let them have the rest that it needs, because it is the glow of Jesus and not the glow of the harsh lights. And let's face it, if you guys struggle with LED like I do, imagine that. Those lights are on 24 hours a day, and this poor man is losing his faith in Jesus. And if this man is losing his faith in Jesus, that means a lot of people are. And we all know that you don't have to go to church to have Jesus in your life. You just have to want to be a good person. Because at the end of the day, it's do unto others as you would have them do unto you, which means kindness. Because that's what we're here on this planet to learn. Every single one of us, our only thing to learn here is kindness. Yeah, we have other stuff we're learning and experiences we're having, but the goal is kindness. Oh my God, I'm being told that's why they let old curmudgeon-y bastards, old curmudgeon-y assholes, oh my God, I'm sorry, old curmudgeon-y people to live so long, because they just need to learn a little kindness. I always wondered what that real reason was, Spirit. Thank you for explaining that. God, I love Spirit. So, yeah. I just kind of want to put that up there. So, yeah, that is what I have for you. And, we need to make sure on a very big level that these people are not losing their faith, whether it's their faith in Jesus, whether it's their faith in the craft, whether it's their faith in whatever their faith is. We need to make sure that they're not losing it. We need to make sure that they're okay, because this is not okay. And these people are going to wake up and realize this, but they're realizing other stuff first. So it's like super, super important. Sit happens. Sit happens. Let sit happen to you. Sit happens. This is also showing me that maybe what... Okay, I'm being told... Excuse me, pardon me. Ooh, wow. Thank you, Spirit. I'm being told that there is a select few of you who do a lot of meditation, where you kind of go into the outer body, inner soul, and you can kind of go and help heal people. Whatever this is, I'm being told to let you know it's time to have a good meditated healing, like no one's watching, or if they are, give it up. What's on the front of that one? Give me nirvana, I can dance to. Yeah, they're asking you to sit in a state of divine, wow. I turned that over and read divine as I was saying it out loud. That was just really weird. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Dang, namaste. So yeah, they need you to sit and meditate and bring your psychic powers that way to shield people and give them hope and help. I mean, it's not going to take anything away, but whatever we can do in prayer, whatever we can do with our spidey senses to help comfort people right now is really, really important. So, because I'm done listening. Oh, wow. YOLO. Oh, this is from God. Wise woman once said, fuck this shit, and she once lived happily ever after. Yeah, that's from God, and then after this one was YOLO. Wow, that just, you know. So, show up and throw it down. So that's your message from God. Kindly meditate, show up, throw it down, and wow. So those of you who have been listening to this are like, okay, I get this. Just if you're like, I'm kind of in the weeds and not sure about if I should do what she's saying, I just got this one. I just got this one. Chill like a boss. Seriously. Telling ya. When the confirms come in, they confirms. So that is what is going on. There is a huge group of people that is awakening. They're awakening to what is around them, and this is a political thing. And it's we can't not say it isn't anymore. Trying to dance around it is just not informing people and keeping them in the dark. And being clairvoyant, part of that gift is opening people to sight, and for me to not say it like this means that I'm not giving you the insight that you need. I'm not opening you to the sight that you need to see so you can help yourself follow on your life path. Okay, so I think that is where I'm going to leave this. Wax on, wax off just came out. Yeah, that's a fair statement. That's a very fair statement. So, yeah. So, some people are going to be defrosting. This is going to be, like, a great amount of people. And I want you to remember that people who are coming out of this kind of gaslighting, they don't ask questions like, oh, so do you think da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da? They say it like, I don't think that, you're wrong, da-da-da. You know, there's this difference to it. Like, there's this one way where people are just obstinate and don't care, and it's just push, bully, they're pointing. And then there's the other part of that where it's like, well, I don't think that. And know the difference between the two, because if you understand the difference, the person who's asking the question in anger because they don't know, because they're angry, because they're gaslit, because gaslighting causes a lot of reactive anger in people. So when they ask questions, it comes out very gruff and very hard and very rough. I'm just letting you know this now. So they really, really kind of need you to have a little patience with them, I'm being told. And Jesus is right there. Hi, Yeshua. Guiding. I'm being told Jesus is guiding. So this is good. And he is guiding you wherever it is that you need to go. Like a jelly donut full of peace. Drop and give me Zen. That moment when Jesus is hysterical. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. If you have any questions, just, put them in there. I'll see what I can answer. If I can answer any, I will. And just remember that you are the one in control. And if you feel chaotic and out of control, it's okay to walk into another room and sit down. This transit has me out of order. I've had to literally go in the kitchen to just sit down for 10 minutes and walk the pug back into another room because he's panting a lot, to the cool area of the room because I don't mind heat, just to give myself some balance. Because, you know, so remember that if you need to be by yourself, be by yourself. If you need to escort someone out, do it calmly and go back. Just, you know, do what you can, okay, with what you've got in front of you, because that's all you can do. And remember, you're enough. You're not too much. You're not too much. And if you're listening to this and you're defrosting, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Because your soul knows what's happening. I was told to push that up, bring that over. One more. You're not supposed to fit in. You're the standard. And I'm not really sure who this one is for. But I do feel the need to say it because I feel someone who's listening is. I want you to remember, okay? Remember, I'll always be here for you, even if you can't see me, because I love you. That is from Bluey. It's from Sleepy Time, episode Sleepy Time. So those last two were a little bit more personal. So if you're somebody who's defrosting, these two might mean something to you. You're not supposed to fit in, you're the standard. Because at the end of the day, part of being a Republican is fitting in. It's fitting into their standard, so they can assimilate you into not having your own. You're not supposed to fit in. You're the standard. You are your own standard. Your goofy, silly stuff is your standard, and it doesn't have to be anybody else's, okay? So anyway, I love you all, and be good, behave, be happy, and be yourself. And yes, the nice thing is I've got my desk set up, so now I can just, every time Spirit calls, I don't have to set stuff up. I can just sit here and do this. Anyway, if anybody wants a reading, let me know. Love you guys. Be good, behave, be happy, and be yourself.